So Abo Niang, 5'10", fighting in an orthodox stance. Also making his debut tonight. Quite a few debuts to start off this card. Fights out of Bronx Combat Club. He's fighting under the great Tito Hartz. Another man with a fantastic physique, ideal for combat sports, and a steely demeanor. A man of few words, but a man of action nonetheless. And time is flying. We're already 2 bouts into the evening. 2 of 21. We have got some absolute fantastic showdowns coming your way. A couple I'm really excited for would have to be namely Matt Valencia, fighting Jerome Huger for the championship, the main event, right? Between both those fantastically talented women one coming out of Wisconsin, one coming out of New York, right? Reese Grelly, and it's going to be a fantastic night of fights. We got Shane, Cash Money Miles, AJ Haryuk, and AJ Harilik in a heatly contested fight with a lot of animosity in the build-up. That and more coming up. And you see now, Abo Niang just taking his time, soaking in the moment. You only get to debut once. Elvin Kolenovic also making his debut and fighting out of the Fight Lab USA, a gym that is going to feature a lot of athletes tonight, fighting under Crew Fitz. He grew up in Harlem, moved to New Jersey as a twin brother he trains with. He told me he just wants to put on the best possible fight for the people. You see, the brother of Brandon Watson, Kiel Watson, fighting tonight. We had a momentary equipment issue there. But in his corner is Kiel Watson, who did fight and had a fantastic contest back at K-Series, the first K-Series event in history.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are encouraged to take pictures and video, but please no flash.
See now, Kolenovic showing respect.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next fight is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds.
Start to the action, Chris Romulo. First, introducing and fighting out of the blue corner, he stands at 5'11" tall, weighing in at 156 pounds. Under the Bronx Combat Club out of Bronx, New York, Abo Niang. And his opponent, standing and fighting out of the red corner, stands at 6 foot even, weighing in at 155 pounds. Under the Fight Lab USA out of Fort Lee, New Jersey, Elvin Kolenovic.
And those Fight Lab guys, very technical. They could fight at a devilish pace, and you get the sense there's a real community over there. I mean, that's the case with all gyms, but, a guy, you talk about Kiel Watson in the corner of Kolenovic. He's kind of the gel that keeps that gym together. Here we go, though. And nice technicality out of both guys starting out. Nice knees up the middle. One thing that stands out about Niang is the boxing, right? Very crisp shots. He doesn't overextend. Right? He's in, he's out. Same thing with the leg kicks. Whoa, big head kick out of Kolenovic. Scores with a big hook, another big hook. Niang just kind of surging forward, right? Taking his time, stalking his opponent. And that's smart, chopping down on the mobility of your opponent early, even though there's only 6 minutes to work. That's really going to take an effect as we get into the second and the third rounds. The most technical matchup we've seen this evening. Just take a look at that pressure and that volume. I mean, to throw with that type of volume and that type of efficiency, technicality, very good stuff by Niang. Nice combination out of Kolenovic, though. Looked like that might have rang Niang's bell a little bit. I don't know, sticking to the game plan. Not overextending himself. That's a nice head kick, though, from Kolenovic. The test of a great fighter is whether he or she can stick to their game plan, respectively, when the shots start flying. Niang just really trying to place his shots well. Right, you're going to see him. Kolenovic will come in. Niang tries to find a shot, doesn't like it, he'll pull. We reach the end of round number 1 here. Another close one. Nice shot from Niang. Incredibly crisp, great timing. Kolenovic having a lot of success going upstairs with the head kick. And Niang, considering he's at a little bit of a disadvantage in terms of height. Finding his shots very well, getting into range very well. And it is because he's setting his shots up, right? He's not kind of throwing himself in with his chin down, his chin exposed. He's walking in, using his combinations to set things up. That's not something you see at this level quite often. We go round 2 of a potential 3. We have yet to see a finish tonight. If you're just joining us, I'm your host, Jacob Kuberman, here at the Newburgh Armory. And a deeper arsenal we see on display from Niang. Trips briefly. And those, I mean, any fighter will tell you those things, you know, the shin pads they have on, just not ideal for movement. Niang still patiently waiting for his shot. Nice teep up the middle. Again, tries it, doesn't get it. And this is a fight of inches, right? Each guy kind of waiting for the other to give them something. Waiting for the other to overextend. But both these guys so technical. Nice head kick again out of Kolenovic. Both of these guys are so technical that there's not really a big window for entry for shots. Abo's corner calling for knees every single time he gets into that clinch. Kolenovic steadily staying in Niang's face. Some nice big shots over the top. Niang's corner calling for angles. These guys really haven't been utilizing angles in a big way. It's kind of been on a much more linear approach when they do decide to kind of engage, right? Like you'll see there, Niang will come in, boom, 1-2, or maybe a hook and then a teep. Whatever it is, but he's never, both these guys haven't really moved their head off the center line that much, and both these guys haven't really kind of taken a step to the side. And in a fight as close as this, you want something like that, like an X factor, right? To be able to get the leg up. Very close indeed. You might be able to make an argument, in my personal opinion, 2-0 to Abo. And that's not to say that Kolenovic hasn't been fighting a great fight, because he has. He's been finding a lot of success with that head kick, right? His range management, his distance management, fantastic. Both men with that front kick up the middle to the breadbasket, been landing. So we find ourselves in yet again another situation where third round could decide this fight. Here we go, both corners Called out to action. Both men looking to get a win. Their first event, especially an event as big as this at the Armory, would be special. And that's smart by Niang's corner, saying, hey, listen, if you're there, oh. Accidental groin shot. But it's smart by Niang's corner saying, hey, listen, if you're already over there, if you're clinching, why not throw a knee in there, right? You can throw one strike before you have to release. So why not go to that body? Why not get him thinking about you going downstairs? That opens up the boxing up top. Because that 1-2 has been finding a home repeatedly for Niang. Might serve to get those hands down a little bit. And you feel for Kolenovic because that's just unfortunate whenever it happens. But Absolute Warrior returns to action here. Nice outside leg kicks again by Niang. Both these men, when they do come together, when they decide to let their hands go, it is very reminiscent to just, like I said before, a car crash. Oh! And I'm surprised Niang hasn't gone upstairs with kicks more. That's a nice 1-2 crashing in by Kolenovic. Niang taking a moment. I think it was a low groin strike again. And I think Niang's best weapon has been that inside and that outside leg kick to the lead leg of Kolenovic. It's not enough time, I think, over a 3-round, 2-minute bout. You know what I'm saying? It's not enough time to really have a big effect, but you talk about the damage done, right? Damage is chief. Damage is key. Then he's been finding that home for that strike all night. And it gives Kolenovic a lot more to think about, and then that's why we see so much success for Niang up top with his boxing. Oh! Kolenovic seems to have the strength advantage and the power advantage. It snaps the head back of Niang whenever he answers with those combinations. 10 seconds left here. And a razor-thin third round, too, so we got to see what the judges are thinking. Fantastic job by both athletes. Kolenovic still seemingly recovering from that low groin strike. We'll throw it over to Steve Mason in the cage in a moment with your official decision. Both athletes just getting the tape removed, but we throw it over to Steve Mason now in the cage with your official decision.
Fighters, please come to the center of the cage. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your winner by way of majority decision and fighting out of the red corner, Elvin Kolenovic.
Interesting decision. I might have had it the other way. It begs the question, I mean, again, the scoring criteria is damage and volume. So, in my personal opinion, Niang put it on him, but a fantastic job by both athletes.